Welcome to another episode of Shaw Sports and Faith, SSF. And in today, what I am talking about is the rise and fall of Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. In the 2021-22 season, the Memphis Grizzlies had an impressive season. They won 50-plus games and made it to the second round of the playoffs. They lost in 6 games in a series that was a battle. It was exciting to watch. They lost in 6 games to the Golden State Warriors. They were young and somewhat inexperienced. They were exciting to watch. Ja Morant playing basketball was must-see TV. He was, and still is, very explosive and so much fun to watch. The Warriors were a more experienced team and executed game plans better in the clutch. The sports media were all saying, is only up for the Grizzlies. They had the talent, they had the heart, and they had the team with a little bit of experience to win it all. They also had the possible future face of the NBA on their squad. Somehow, a few thuggish acts from Ja led to the downfall of the Memphis Grizzlies. Let's travel down memory lane to the rise and fall of Ja Morant in the Memphis Grizzlies. The rise. In the 2010s, the Memphis Grizzlies were known for grit and grind. They were known for their toughness, their defense, and their low-post game. They were led by post technician Zach Randolph. He was skilled in the post. He also had a solid mid-range jumper. He also got a lot of rebounds. He couldn't jump over a water bottle, but his height and skills made him hard to guard. Marc Gasol was a solid low-post scorer. He was the center for the Memphis Grizzlies at that time. He was a good defender as well, even winning Defensive Player of the Year while with the Memphis Grizzlies. He was also a pretty good passer. Tony Allen was an athletic shooting guard who could not shoot at all. He was athletic defensive hound on the wing. Mike Conley was the point guard on that squad. He was a good shooter, and he was sneaky good at driving to the basket. He made sure the offense ran smoothly. He also was a good defender. Rudy Gay was on that squad for a while too. He was the best scorer on that team. He was like a more athletic Carmelo Anthony, but not as good as Melo, if that makes sense. They also had a skilled combo guard in O.J. Mayo coming off the bench at one point. They had some success in the 2010s, but as they got older, they fell off along with their wins. In 2019, after having some unsuccessful seasons, the Grizzlies were awarded a lottery pick. They got the number 2 pick in the draft. Now, everyone knew the Pelicans would draft the very popular, exciting player from Duke, whose name is Zion Williamson. He was a number 1 pick, no-brainer. We didn't know much about Ja Morant. He didn't have the hype that Zion Williamson had. He went to Missouri State. Missouri State doesn't get the exposure that Duke, North Carolina, or Michigan gets. Memphis was high on him. His highlights from college showed that he was uber athletic, fast, quick, and shifty. The highlights showed that he was good at driving to the basket, drawing double teams, and hitting the open man. The Grizzlies drafted Ja Morant with the 2nd pick in the draft. The Grizzlies also hired Taylor Jenkins as their new coach. The Ja Morant era. In Ja's first season with the Grizzlies, he won Rookie of the Year. He averaged 18 points per game, he dished out 7 assists, and he shot 47% from the field. He was everything the highlight tape showed he was. The Grizzlies also had 2 other talented young players they drafted in previous drafts. One was Dillon Brooks. Brooks was and is a good wing defender who enjoyed getting under opponents' skin. He loved to irritate opponents. He is a pretty good 3-point shooter and a slasher as well. The other guy was Jaren Jackson. He was and is a 7-foot stretch 5. He can shoot the 3 well, and he can exploit mismatches on defense in the post. He is also a good rim protector. The young Grizzlies won 34 games in Ja's rookie season. The Grizzlies were looking like they were up and coming. The 2020-21 season. In Ja's second season, the Grizzlies won just a few more games. It was enough, to earn the Grizzlies a playoff spot. They lost in the first round in 5 games to the superstar Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz. Ja and the Grizzlies were continuing to improve. The 2021-22 season. In Ja's third season, Ja played really well. Almost every other game, he was on ESPN highlights. He was consistently making some incredible dunks or unbelievable blocks. His leaping ability was and is off the charts. He was and is as unstoppable at driving to the basket. He is also good at making plays for other players. He averaged 27 points per game this season, 7 assists. He also grabbed 6 rebounds, and he shot 49% from the field. He also had some help with Desmond Bain, Dillon Brooks, and Jaren Jackson. Both Dillon and Desmond averaged 18 points per game. Jaren averaged 16 points per game and averaged 2 blocks per game. The Grizzlies won 50-plus games this season. They made the playoffs. They beat the Timberwolves in the first round. They faced the Golden State Warriors in the second round. This was a much anticipated series. The experienced past champions competing for another championships versus the young and inexperienced Grizzlies. Stephen Curry, the best shooter ever, versus the young, uber athletic, great finisher at the basket, Ja Morant. One of the faces of the league versus the possible new face of the league. The Warriors' experience in executing better in the clutch moments was the reason the Warriors defeated the Grizzlies in 6 games. They were a hard-fought 6 games, but in clutch moments, the Warriors' experience got them wins when they needed them. The Warriors went on to win their 4th championship that season. The sports media recognized the Grizzlies' rise, and all of them said, with a little bit more experience and a little bit improving here and there, we will see the Grizzlies win an NBA championship. The 2022-23 season. The Grizzlies came into 2022-23 season with high hopes. Ja Morant continued to play well as he averaged 26 points per game, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and shot 47% from the field. He was well on his way as being the next face of the league. Desmond Bain improved as he became a 3-point shooting sniper and a slasher. Dillon Brooks continued his steady play. Jaren Jackson improved as the stretch 5, and he led the league in block shots. He was the defensive player of the year that season. The Grizzlies won again 50 games. They played the LeBron James-led Lakers in the first round. Some had the Grizzlies favored to win the series. Dillon Brooks stated that started the series off saying he is not worried about LeBron at all. He stated that he is old and basically washed up. His statement made an already highly anticipated series even more anticipated. The Grizzlies played well. They were making it a tough series. The Grizzlies may have won the series if Ja Morant didn't hurt his wrist. The wrist injury really hurt the Grizzlies' chances of winning that series. The Lakers beat the Grizzlies in 6 games to win in a hard-fought battle in the first round of the 2022-23 season. LeBron, fueled by Dillon Brooks' disrespectful statements, motivated an all-time great to have another great playoff series. Not only was he great in that series, he had help in Anthony Davis, who also had a great, stellar series. The fall. 2023-24 season. The sports media stated that if Ja Morant didn't get hurt, the Grizzlies may have had a chance. The sports media still felt the Grizzlies were up and coming. In the off-season of the 2023, the Grizzlies traded Dillon Brooks to the many surprise to the Rockets. Dillon Brooks was and is a very good wing defender, streaky shooter, and slasher. He was also the Grizzlies' junkyard dog player who didn't mind mixing it up. He irritates opponents' best players and get up under their skin. He was the leader and the heartbeat of that Grizzlies team. The Grizzlies got tired of his antics and traded him. I felt the Grizzlies made a mistake trading him. You need a player like him on your team. This was also the season where Ja Morant got caught up in all of his gun incidents, threatening people, jumping on a kid, and just thug nature stuff like this. He was well on his way to being the next face of the league as LeBron and Steph were getting older. He messed that up along with the Grizzlies' chances of competing for a championship. To be fair though, he wasn't the only reason why the Grizzlies failed, but he is definitely a big part of the reasons why the Grizzlies failed. Ja was suspended for his actions off the court, and he only played in 9 games due to suspension and injuries. Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson put up some nice numbers that season. The Grizzlies picked up Marcus Smart to try to make up the loss for losing a hard-nosed defending shooter in Dillon Brooks. Marcus didn't make up for the loss of Dillon Brooks to me. Desmond also missed half of that season as well, and the Grizzlies missed the playoffs. The 2024-25 seasons. In the 24-25 season, Ja returned from suspension. He played solid that season, but not quite to the expectations the media and the fans expected from him. He averaged 23 points per game, dished out 7 assists, averaged 4 rebounds on 45% from the field. Jaren and Desmond averaged 40 points between the two. Marcus Smart were traded from the Grizzlies in February of 2025 as he playing with the Grizzlies just didn't work out. The Grizzlies, who were once known for their good defensive teams in the past, was now one of the worst defensive teams in the league. They made it to the playoffs that season as the 8th seed. And unfortunately, they played the best team in the league in the playoffs in the first round. And they were swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder beat them down. The Thunder went on to win the NBA championship that season. The 2025-26 season, which is the present. The Grizzlies fired Taylor Jenkins during the offseason coming into this season. To me, that was a mistake. Taylor seemed to be a good coach. It wasn't his fault the team didn't live up to the expectations that we all had for him and we knew they could be. Things he couldn't control hurt his chances to coach a team to a possible NBA championship. Desmond Bane, the Grizzlies' second best scorer and three-point sniper, was traded in a shocking to many fans, to the Orlando Magic for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for unprotected first-round picks and Cole Anthony. Trading away Desmond further put the stake in the Grizzlies' heart for them competing for an NBA championship. These 4 unprotected first-round picks seems as if the Grizzlies plan to rebuild. Those picks may turn into good players if the Magic suck. They can also use those picks to trade for a star player, though. The Grizzlies hired Coach Thomas Lizzo. Coach Thomas' coaching style doesn't seem to fit Ja's playing style. Ja is only averaging 17.7 points this season, dishing out 8 assists, and he's only shooting 36% from the field. He has expressed frustration with his role in the offense. The Grizzlies are right now 13-14 have a 13-14 record, and they're sitting at 8th in the West. The Grizzlies are not a championship contending team. Ja doesn't seem to be happy with the Grizzlies at all. I believe they should trade him and Jaren and just rebuild. It's sad to see what's going on in Memphis. All we can say is what could have been. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Peace and love.